Good day, CCF fam. I am Paolo from Elevate Maine, and we are here today with Pastor Peter for Sunday Fast Track. Hello, Pastor Peter.
Hi.
So our first question is, isn't it enough to be a good Samaritan, but not a believer of Christ to go to heaven?
That's a good question. The problem is this. Being a good Samaritan is our duty. To help our neighbor is our duty. The problem is what happens to our sin. We need forgiveness. And with this idea, by doing good works, somehow my sins will be removed. That's not so. Even in our criminal system, you cannot kill somebody and then tell the judge, from now on, I'll be good. Because doing good is our duty. So being a good Samaritan is great, but it is never good enough. And secondly, no one will ever be good enough to be a good Samaritan like the way Jesus taught us. So you need forgiveness. And that can only come from Christ, the perfect Samaritan.
Thank you, Pastor Peter. So for our second question, how can we treat ourselves to know if we truly love God with all our heart?
The Bible is very clear. He tells us, if we love God with all our heart, we will love one another. So the test of loving God is really connected with loving one another. Jesus connected the two commandments. The greatest, love God with all your heart. The second is connected to the first, love one another. If you say you love God, you don't love your neighbor, that means you don't love God. And this is what makes me sad. Many Christians think they love God, but they don't love one another. They withdraw from people. Why? Answer, you don't love God enough. If you love God with all your heart, you will love your neighbor. You will love one another.
Amen, Pastor. So we really need to learn how to love God first before we can be able to love others. Pastor Peter, another question. Many interpret the statement, you shall love your neighbors as yourself, as call to love yourself before loving others. Can you clarify its meaning?
The meaning there is very simple. By nature, we love ourselves. And because you love yourself, God is saying now, you treat others the way you want to be treated. The idea of, I need to love myself first before I love others, that is a misapplication of that reality. By nature, we love ourselves. In fact, we love ourselves too much that we spoil that love because we do not know that true love is also doing hard things. And sometimes you need to say no to your own self. If you really love yourself, you need to say no.
Yes.
You don't spoil people.
So for our last question, do loving our neighbors involve our enemies? If yes, realistically speaking, it's hard to love our enemies. How do we learn to love them practically?
This is again a misunderstanding of what true love is. Because true love is more than feeling. True love is a commitment to seek the highest good. Feeling will come and go. For example, when Jesus commands us, love your enemies, how can you have that kind of feeling compared to the love that you have for your own wife, for your own children? However, when you understand to love your enemies means what? It's a commitment to seek what is good for them. And this maturity, this understanding, love is more than feeling. Love is a commitment. Love is an act of the will to obey God and do good to somebody that's hard to love. That's how you love those who are not lovable. And I guarantee you in the process, as you do kind deeds to these people, as you pray for them, emotion will follow. I've seen this in my own life. I have people difficult to love, but I keep praying for them. I keep doing my best. And eventually, the emotion will follow.
Thank you, Pastor Peter, for answering our questions. And that's it for Sunday Fast Track. Happy Elevate Month. God bless.